Hi, everyone. Welcome to GEGUtah's January meetup. Sorry for the push from last week to this week. We had good reasons, but we're so excited that we're able to be here this week. We have a great guest with us tonight. Jess Cole is going to be joining us in a couple minutes. She is our Google for EDU rep here in the state of Utah. So very excited to have her tonight talking with us. If you can't tell, I am not in my normal space. I don't have a giant wall of CDs and records behind me. I am in Florida at the Future of Educational Technology conference with the rest of the UEN folks down here, and very excited to be here tonight. We got our normal crew of leadership here tonight to ask questions to Jess, and we're going to get to that in a couple minutes. Before we get going, though, a couple reminders about GEGUtah. Number one, hopefully you're checking out the group. We have tons of materials, tons of ideas on there. Kelly posted a wonderful Flipgrid for us to talk about different ideas, but also to share some ideas for upcoming projects. So if you haven't seen that link, go ahead and jump on there. It is a great little project, and we're really excited to use it for our upcoming newsletters. And speaking of which, we have our new January newsletter that went out last week. It is on the Google group as well as just on S'more, so feel free to check it out. Got some great work ideas for you from USET, from UEN, but also a lot of work from GEGUtah. Speaking of USET, we're going to talk about this at the end, but if you haven't signed up to come to Utah's premier EdTech conference, make sure that you jump into that as soon as possible. We have some exciting stuff to talk about tonight for the Google stuff, which I'm so excited to share with you guys, and I know Jess is as well. But also, it's just going to be a fantastic conference, March 15th and 16th. You can get conference credit and Midas credit and all sorts of great things for you. Plus, meet some of these people that you haven't met because of COVID and haven't seen for a long time, and reconnect with everyone that's out there in the state of Utah. And the keynotes are fantastic too. So with that said, we're going to jump into our presentation tonight, I guess, or our interview, I guess would be a better way to put it. Jess Cole is going to join us. I'm going to toss her on right now. Hi, Jess. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks, Matt, for having me. And hi, everyone.
We are so happy to have you here, and I think a lot of people are so excited to meet you and get to know you a little bit, because you're our state of Utah Google for EDU rep. But to start off with, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into education, and what kind of work you started out with.
Sure, thanks. So, I think that my personal mantra from a very young age that has been instilled in me is knowledge is power. That has always driven me in everything throughout my life. And so, um, with the opportunity to enter the workforce, there was no place I wanted to go more than a classroom. So I started off teaching in Nashville, Tennessee. I was an eighth grade English language arts teacher for a few years, until I realized I wanted to see if I could work in education from a different perspective. And so I know that Google had an education technology team. I saw how important the role of technology was in my classroom, and I thought that would be really cool to try out. So I tried to get a job at Google for education and failed, but I did get hired in the people operations division. So after 5 years of clawing my way, I officially made it over to the education team, which is quite small and selective. So it has been 1 year of myself in this role, and I transitioned territories a bit. So am newer to the Utah Pacific Northwest region, but am very grateful to be here and to have made the connection with Matt at UEN, so that I can kind of scale myself to build relationships across the state of Utah. I work with about 5 other states in the Pacific Northwest region as well, all school districts from about 5,000 students to 40,000. So the mid-size is how we characterize it here internally at Google. Um, and it lights up my days to really just support educators in any way that I can in using our products. And even with districts that aren't using Google Workspace or our products, talking about and understanding why not, where do our products not meet your needs, um, we say focus on the user and everything else will follow. That is sort of the guiding principle for development at Google, building our products. And I hope that you all would say that that is true. We built Google Classroom based off of what teachers said. So that is like my favorite example of how we listen to customer user feedback to drive our decisions. But I feel honored that my role is to work directly with the customers. And while my conversations are typically with the IT leaders at the districts or the curriculum and leaders, the teacher relationship is my favorite one because you all are my people. And so from the coaches or the teachers or whatever it might be, you're the ones that know our products the best and that are using it the most. And I think that we can get the most valuable feedback from. So being able to come and, have this venue to meet you, to give you my email, to, see you at UCAT later this year. Those things really are the things that are my favorite about this role.
That's fantastic, Jess. And just speaking from working with you for the last about 5 months, I can attest you are just excited to help and excited to jump in with teachers and join. So with that in mind, we're going to treat this like a roundtable for the next about 15-ish minutes. And we have Deanna and Kelly, and they're going to jump on and ask some questions, and I'll jump on as well throughout. We're excited to see what's coming up with Google, but also just getting to know you and getting you to some exposure with the Utah community and for education as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Deanna. Go ahead and jump in, Deanna.
Okay. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Hi. What I was wondering is, what is new at Google that you are excited about that you can actually share with us? Because I know so many of your things are still in production. So.
Yes. Okay. Well, the most timely thing that I will share is that live translated captions on Google Meet just started rolling out today, to become generally available. And this is huge. Now, this is only for Education Plus or Teaching and Learning Upgrade if you have either of those editions of Google Workspace. But this feature is making Meet and meetings and anything at communication more inclusive for global learners, for English as a second language learners, for parents, families, communities who feel left out or sidelined or like they're falling behind because English is not their native language. So they're having trouble communicating with teachers or districts or getting announcements from the community. I'm so excited that this feature can help account for that huge user base and that population and really help them feel more included with what's going on.
Awesome. That's an awesome feature. Is there anything else that you could think of?
Yeah, I was just thinking like, I'm just getting started. Well, I also do want to say that feature, the first 4 languages that we're coming out with is translation of English meetings to Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese. So this is just the beginning. Many more languages to come. And then, of course, the reverse translation of that as well. So a meeting held in Spanish being able to translate to English. So we're just at the beginning of what this technology can do, but really excited about it. The other thing I'll mention that I'm excited about is we have we just completed a research study around teacher devices and what teachers need in terms of a device and where our Chromebooks perhaps were falling short and almost like a wish list, if you will. And based on all of that data, we have created a Chrome OS test drive program where we are offering a 30-day like free trial with high-end Chromebook devices, which means like typically our enterprise grade Chromebook devices, they already have the Chromebook education license on them. They're loaded and ready to go. And if you are considering purchasing new Chromebooks or refreshing or renewing, or if you're in that cycle, get in touch with me. I don't know if I can share resources through this call. Matt, I'll connect with you on that maybe in the Q&A or later or something. But I want to give you all this opportunity to pick devices, up to 3 different types of devices that you and your district can literally test drive and see if this would work for you, your teachers, your staff, your students, that you can make better informed purchasing decisions, which I think is, again, if we go to knowledge is power, having exposure to what else is out there so that you can see if Chromebooks can actually help advance your goals more as a district, I think is a really cool.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's a great opportunity, especially for districts when they're looking for devices and stuff and to see what they want to purchase.
Okay.
Absolutely, could not agree more. And Jess, just to help you out with that, if you are interested in that, check out the notes below this video, and then also we'll be sending it out to people on the C-Forum list as well on the GEGUtah list. So if you are a tech purchaser in your district and you're interested in the study, this awesome opportunity, let us know, or let Jess know, and she'll help you out. I mean, I can direct you to Jess, which is the best I can do.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, in this case, let's jump over to Kelly. She's got a great question for you coming as well.
Hi. All right. So my question for you is, we've been going through a lot of on and off again distance learning. And so I'm wondering what kind of tools are the best or show the most student growth and success online so we can still be effective teachers?
My gosh. I feel like if we're talking Google, are we talking Google here?
Yes, because we know that we all have access to that.
Yeah. So honestly, I think that Google Meet has made tremendous strides since the beginning of COVID. I will be the first to admit that we were not where the product needed to be when you all needed us the most. And I know that Zoom had a lot more going on in terms of being able to effectively manage your virtual learning environment. But I would like to say, I do think that Meet has come a really long way. And with features such as breakout rooms and hand raising and polling and Q&A and a lot more to come, we are helping teachers make the most out of the virtual learning environment. So I think that our products are trying to get you there in helping manage what is a crazy situation that we still find ourselves in. And I think utilizing with Google, it's not just ever one thing. I think it's our suite of tools, this online environment and the interoperability of things like Calendar, Classroom, Meet, and all of the Chrome extensions and third-party apps that you're likely using in your classrooms and learning environments that work seamlessly within the infrastructure of Google. I think that is our biggest value add. It gives students one place to be in a world where there's a billion tabs and a billion different windows. By integrating your assignments and your feedback and your virtual environment all in one place, I think that we're making it a lot easier for students to stay focused. I love my little friend that is in the screenshot right now. Like, thank you for being here. Didn't you used to have a lollipop? Where did it go?
This is the future of technology right here. But I do really like that you mentioned like giving feedback and things. Do you have a good way that teachers can give feedback to students, like inserting comments or rubrics, or what kind of Google tools help with that?
Yeah, so I think that we do have a lot of pre-baked feedback tools within Google Classroom that you can use in terms of rubrics for different assignments. And we do make it, tried to make it super easy for teachers that they don't have to leave the platform to be able to review the assignment and submit feedback. Like, for instance of using originality reports, if you're checking for plagiarism on any of the work that students turn in, we make that process of scanning the the assignment and being able to provide feedback. Like there's a comment bank and different like highlighting tools and annotation tools that teachers can use to be efficient and fast with the feedback, but also customizable so that students feel like they are actually getting one-on-one help to improve and not just some generic great work, Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But yes, we do. It's almost like sentence starters for feedback or in this comment bank that we do try to support teachers in giving feedback to students.
That's really cool. I didn't know that there was actually that option. So maybe if we have some extra time, you can show us how to do that later, or in the future, you can show us how to use that. That would be really handy. I know like we integrate with Canvas a lot, so it'd be really nice to be able to put the feedback straight in there. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, Jess, Google has many updates that it makes to all of its products across the line, but sometimes, those updates don't happen for a school or a district. What is the best way for them to get help from Google if something is not working according to an update or something?
Yeah, which happens often, we know. And
With anything.
there are so many places to look for information nowadays as well. And I think that Google for Education, we really try to help you find the answers, but we also, I think, crowd the space a bit and put a lot more noise out there because there are so many places to look. So this may sound silly, but I would say that the first place to actually go is Google. When you're having an issue with a particular product, our support, like our help center articles and support articles, are updated super frequently. And that is official from the Google team. So that is a first line of defense. Whenever you're having an issue, actually Google it and look at our help center support and the Google for Education workspace blog. Those places we update if there's a bug, if there's a change, if there's a fix, and also members of the community also post in and verified, say what they've tried, and you can learn from other people as well. So that's line. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a quick way to get to that?
So let me just see what it's called. Google Help Center. It's support.google.com. But if you just type in like Google Classroom Help Center, that will be the first thing that comes up. Or like problem rostering Google Classroom Help Center, whatever it is will come right up. So yeah, we can follow up with these links as well at the end when I give Matt all these resources. But after you do that and you see if you can find the answer yourself or if you cannot, my second line of defense would be a tie. Well, because I would say your Google for Education rep, like me for the state of Utah, would be someone to reach out to, like, hey, we're experiencing this, can't find an answer online, what's going on? And then kind of loop me in so that I can look internally to figure out how to support you. At the same time, if it's a technical issue, I am not an engineer. So I won't really be able to triage or test or help you in that regard. That's where I would recommend you go to your Google admin console and you file a support ticket. If there's a technical issue, directly from Google admin console, you can go in there and explain exactly what's happening. The more detail, the better, so that when the Google team, the solutions engineer, receives that ticket, they don't have more follow-up questions and they can actually understand what the issue is and get you an answer right away. So if the best way to go about this, in my opinion, would be file the support ticket and then reach out to your Google rep and say, hey, Jess, here's my support ticket number. This is the problem we're experiencing. Can you please help us? And then I can escalate the ticket so that you get helped more quickly. And we can work together to make sure that you're supported and that is being seen and that you can feel confident that you're doing everything that you can to solve this issue for your district.
Well, and that's what I'm hearing is that you want to be kept in the loop with the districts whenever there's any issues like this.
That's what I'm here for. So I can just kind of help be the megaphone of whoever we're trying to track down to get you the answer that you need if I don't personally have it, and really leverage any relationship or tool that I have internally to make sure that, our products are working the way that they're supposed to be for you.
Okay, great. Matt, do you have another question for Jess?
I do. Thank you so much for tossing to me, Deanna. And first of all, I again can attest, Jess has been already helpful in quite a few different districts in the state of Utah answering questions, and I filter some things to her as well. And the Google for EDU team has just been so helpful with things already in the state of Utah. So thank you so much. So Google has a huge platform of tools, docs, slides, sheets, all that stuff. And that's helpful for a teacher in the classroom, but that goes well beyond it. Google offers a lot of programs like arts and culture, applied digital skills, and then, Google certified level 1, level 2, trainer, coach, innovator. Can you tell us a little bit about those programs and what are some of your favorites, or what are some of the ones that maybe the teachers don't necessarily know?
Yeah. So from a teacher perspective, I have two top favorite programs. The first I would say is CS First. That is free computer science education curriculum that is by ability, like grade, and it is video based, it's practice based. It makes computer science learning fun by involving themes around sports, art, game design. It, it's real contextual problem solving using computer science skills and modules. And this is the way of the world. This is the future. I believe that every student nowadays should have a working knowledge, like working understanding of computer science and how it works and how to code at a basic level. And so we've made that available for you to make available to your students. So when I was in the classroom, I had a response to intervention period that was a mixed bag of students that I never really knew how to most effectively instruct and differentiate. And I think this is an amazing solution for a period like that in your day, or I, I don't know when you could fit it in, but it's fun, it's engaging, it's new, and you don't have to do anything. It's already made. So you can tell your parents and community and families and everyone that you're delivering computer science education and you don't even have a computer science degree. You don't need it. So big plug for CS First. The next one I would say in that same arena, like from the teacher perspective, is applied digital skills. Because this, again, you need digital skills to succeed in anything nowadays. And not only is this program amazing for students of any grade, because again, it is problem based, the learning. So, students are actually creating an output using Google Slides or Sheets or, doing they're solving a problem and they're creating something as a result. And so I think it's like really gratifying as a student to go through learning in that way where you can be like, whoa, look at this magazine that I made online, marketing this, whatever, to share with the school library and, whatever the situation is. It's also really great for adults, like for parents and even for teachers. If I know you have no time to do anything else, but and you probably don't need it because you're using our technology already. But to get familiar with the Google suite of tools, going through this applied digital skills curriculum for anybody is a really cool free resource where this environment can start seeing a bit more native to you and not so foreign. So it's a fun way to practice that as opposed to just being lost in the sauce, looking around like I have no idea where to go. This will give you a place to go and will give you something fun, like a gamified experience to play around with the software. So those are two of my like favorites for students, parents, teachers. And then one other that I'll share just because I don't know how much news it gets. I don't know how well known it is, but we have a Google career certificates program. So for community colleges and technical education institutions, so like high schools that are offering some sort of a degree, we have these online, again, totally free certificates that are practice-based learning and in different fields like user experience design, data analytics, IT support. You can get a certification from Google within 3 to 6 months that can make you look more appealing to potential job offers, because not only do you have something to show that you have a base understanding of these skills, but you yourself feel more confident and empowered to go and try for a job in a field that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise because you had no exposure to it. So Google career certificates, a sleeper pick to just put out there because I think can really help the population of folks that are trying to enter the workforce or trying to pivot in the workforce and want to go a more technical route. We have something to help you out with there.
I love that. We have a quick question. Is that certification, is that in the teacher center or is that somewhere else?
It is at let me show you. Grow with Google. That is where that is housed. And I'll put the link in the private chat. Maybe we could share it with the comments or something below. It's through Grow with Google, not through the Teacher Center. Maybe that's why teachers don't always know about it.
That's awesome. And I will definitely echo what you just said about applied digital skills. I have always been kind of afraid of coding. Like, it just kind of scares me because I've never been good at languages, and that's what languages are, or what coding is. It's just another type of language. But I did, it's called Create an Area Guide with AppScript a couple weeks ago, just to try it out. And 2 hours later, I was coding. I had learned, I knew certain elements in there, and it was just so much fun to do it that I forgot that I was actually doing something I was a little scared of with coding. So very, very fun.
Awesome. That's such a cool story, Matt.
Yeah.
Glad you did that.
Thank you. I just got to put a shout out really quickly before we wrap it up, but USET is coming up on March 15th and 16th. Very excited. Jess will be there with Google and a few other teams to come and support Utah teachers. And one of the really cool things we're going to do, I'm going to let you tell Jess, the audience, but I am so excited about this because it's going to be so great for Utah teachers.
Yeah, so we got a lot coming for UCAT, but one thing that I think is the biggest bang for your buck, here's my pitch, why you should be attending this conference, is because we are putting on an L1 and L2 teacher boot camp over the 2 days. So it's going to be an immersive experience where you are going to start being introduced to this content, and you won't be able to finish it all during the actual 2 days, but you are going to get enough of a lay of the land of what is required of you and the skills needed and how to practice them. We're going to give you the whole curriculum. You're going to get the voucher for free to take the exams. And not only will you have fun doing it in community with people live, and with Fry Technology, who is our partner, who will be leading the boot camp. And they are amazing. If you haven't had the chance to work with them yet or see the stuff they put out for professional development, it is top of the line. So we're really lucky and grateful that they're going to be joining us. You will also be getting Midas credit for completing the certification, for doing the boot camp, one for L1, one for L2. So, I mean, we're here for you. This is a no-brainer to me. Yeah, we're just so excited about it. So
I'm tickled that we're going to be doing this and that our GEGUtah team will be there as well. I'm going to throw on Deanna and Kelly. I made a joke about 6 months ago with Kelly that if we went to USET, I would have to bring sheet cake for everyone to enjoy. And so we're
Yes,
going to have
please.
sheet cake at the GEG meetup at the very beginning of USET. Jess will be there walking us through all the great sessions that are going to be there. Deanna's presenting. Ian, who's not here tonight, is going to be presenting. Kelly's going to be presenting. I'm going to be, like, everyone's going to be presenting. You're going to have great local content, this amazing boot camp series at a national level. So make sure if you can, come on out. If you can't come on out, remember it's also virtual, so feel free to join that way as well.
Yeah. Best of both worlds. We're making it accessible for you. So I really, really hope that you take advantage of this opportunity and participate. It'll be a lot of fun and so much better than doing this on your own in silo, like on your computer. You know, that part will come later on, but after you get super energized and excited and less fearful, like you said, Matt, how you were a little afraid of coding, like freaks you out. It's overwhelming to look at these certification programs and look at the test at the end and all the things that you have to learn and that will be required of you. Take the fear away by participating in this boot camp with us. That's the goal. So yeah, really hope you join.
100%. Well, any last words, Jess, Deanna, Kelly, anything to add?
I want a lollipop.
Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you.
Thanks again for coming, Jess. It's been really, really great.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you all so much for having me. Really looking forward to working more deeply with each of you and hopefully meeting you in person at USET.
Awesome. Thank you
That'd be
again,
awesome.
Jess. And this video, if you're watching it not live, we'll be sharing all that information out with the USET or the GEGUtah group coming up in the next couple days. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next month
Thank
for
you.
another meetup.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.